Welcome back to Insight with Aging and In-Home Services of Northeast Indiana. We want to talk about caregiving for the caregiver. We've talked about it before. It is so important because you can literally see it. You can see a caregiver's health deteriorate as they are taking care. I watched it with my grandparents as they were taking care of each, as she was taking care of him, her health just deteriorated. It's so important to take care of yourself.
We talked about that a while ago, like the 2 equals 1 and making sure that if 2 only equals 1, that you're gonna start deteriorating and you want to be 2 equals 2 and have your full person. And what Jesse was saying is you can't fill someone else's cup until yours is full. And
and so some ways that you could do that is exercising, eating right, giving yourself breaks, finding an activity that maybe you can do by yourself alone to reset your mindset, planning, your activities of caregiving, and when you're planning your daily routines, plan in time for yourself. If you need help, ask for help. That's the biggest thing. And then, of course, aging and in-home is there, and we've got services that we can help with that, providing some respite so that you can spend time. Just taking care of yourself, going to your doctor's appointments, just managing your own health.
Just call us. That's what you always say at Aging and In-Home Services. And that is so important that you ask for that help.
Absolutely.
That is very important. And when you mention asking for help, of course, Aging and In-Home Services is there, and you have fantastic resources. But a lot of times that does mean asking family for help. And during the holidays, the family dynamics come into play. How do you think that affects like caregiving during the holidays?
Of course, it's already a stressful time. Holidays, caregiving, family, COVID. There's so many layers of stress. But, the biggest thing is that if you're the daily caregiver for your family member, for mom or dad, and you're there every day, and maybe your sibling only comes every once in a while, it could be stressful for your sibling to see the decline. Because sometimes there is a drastic decline between the last time that they came to visit. And so it could be really scary, and so they may think that as their primary caregiver that you may not have their best interest in mind, because everybody has their own idea of what's better for mom and dad, including the caregiver, a family member coming in. So sometimes that could bring up sibling rivalry, it could bring up old family wounds. So it's, and just knowing as maybe the daily caregiver that those comments or that stress may not necessarily be personal, but we're all struggling with our own concerns with taking care of our family members. That sibling that came in may be feeling guilty because they can't be there every day, or they may be dealing with some grief. Mom's no longer able to walk to the bathroom and she needs physical help. They've got to come to terms on things themselves too.
And I guess I had never thought about that. That would be something that maybe you, as the daily caregiver, have already grieved, right? Because you've seen it, but then Brother Matt comes in and he's seeing it for the first time, and he needs that time to grieve it too. It helps to flip the switch a little bit and put it in that perspective. That perhaps would help you to
not take it personally.
It's so hard to not to take things personal, and I do think COVID is making that even more challenging. It just makes everybody's tensions a little higher.
Yeah, and I think to Jesse's point is like asking for help is not a bad thing. How strong are you to know when you need help? You know, so don't be afraid to, whether you're calling us or it's that sibling that is coming in or not coming in this year, we're here for you.
Absolutely. Well, just call Aging and In-Home Services if you need help. They would love to help you. We want to talk about what's trending at Aging and In-Home Services. I really need Megan to start bringing a drum so we can do like a drum roll. That would be awesome.
I should.
We will talk about what's trending coming up next.